If you have knowledge of something, there's nothing wrong with sharing that with another teammate, whether it's somebody that's in your group or not.
You know, it's all a family. We're all trying to help each other. Nobody's trying to step on anybody's toes. But if you see something, you say something.
I'm assuming the expectation, and I'll ask all three of you gentlemen this question, is to compete for, if not win, another championship this year.
I mean, it belongs to us.
Good people, good people. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but the intro got a little heightness to it. You know, get your blood flowing a little bit. But you're not gonna be able to tell from these gentlemen because they're always so laid back. You know, you be able to tell. But it hyped me up. It probably hyped them up too. It's just, you know, when you on the Bearcats, you move a little different with how your emotions and stuff is. I'm just the host, so I'm a little bit more hyped. It's your boy Cool McCain. And episode 5, Bearcats Blitz, back in the building.
Yes, sir.
Boy. Gentlemen, how's everybody doing?
Phenomenal.
Pretty well.
Doing good.
Phenomenal. Love it. So I'm sure another good practice. Actually, probably another great practice with the Bearcats.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. Okay.
Some new faces in, you know. That's a position that we needed, you know, after some injuries. So
okay.
Great.
Huh?
We still 9 deep at wide receiver.
6 right now. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get back to the 9 though at some point throughout the season.
And see, like, it's crazy because, right, came up here, we talked about first week, you know, how you got the 3 groups of receivers. And I know there was some people that was like, why y'all the receivers for? You understand injuries, different reasons that you may not have everybody at one point. So if you're deep enough, you can maintain and you can weather that storm. And then also, like a lot of other teams, you guys play everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So guys are getting experience without necessarily being the number 1 guy on the depth chart.
Right.
Another important key fact, if you're in a developmental league of any sort, is having depth, versatility, guys that play multiple positions and in depth.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons why you look at the Bearcats.
Yep.
And every week we talking about you putting up a 30 or 40 burger on somebody.
40 burger. At least.
When is like a 38 one week?
Nope, not us.
Not y'all? Okay. Well, 40 burger. You know what? It was 50 1 week, wasn't it? That's what it was.
With Michigan, yeah.
I think it was 40 and then 50.
And
yeah,
then 40
that's
again.
what it was. My bad. I apologize, guys. I would be right to take you guys points away. Excuse me, a 40 or 50 burger on everybody. Thank you for the correction, Coach. Thank you for that, sir. But yeah, the Bearcats, man, they putting it down. So 40 burger, 50 burger the first 2 weeks. Turn around another 40 burger on the Maryland War Eagles. 40-14.
Yep.
So guys, we'll start with you, Coach. pivotal moment in your mind for the game.
When we got the interception, did we get the interception right before halftime? It was 12-0. Then we got the ball late in the second quarter, right before half, and we went down and scored. I think that was it. That was a turning point.
That's when you kind of knew what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Tone, what about you, sir?
Oh yeah, Naeem's. Yep, it was Naeem's interception.
I don't really think that that was a competitive game, but I don't particularly think there was a point where we wasn't in control of that game for there to be a turning point. That's just my own personal opinion. It's nothing. It's not a knock to the other team or nothing like that. But even though we only had 18 points in the first half, they didn't score any points. They wasn't moving the ball, consistently. The plays that they wind up scoring on was in essence broken plays. It wasn't a game where I felt like we didn't have control of the game, so to speak, from start to finish. And again, that's not a knock to the other team. It just is what it is.
And to piggyback off what he said, they had 34 plays for 40 yards.
So what Tone was really saying was the pivotal moment of the game was when y'all walked out of the locker room. That's what Tone was saying.
I mean, if that's how you want to look at it, that's cool. But I could, from a verbiage perspective, I'm not trying to, knock another organization or nothing like that. But it's just one of those games that, fortunately for us, we were able to control from start to finish. Defense played a phenomenal part. Offense, they did what they were supposed to do and things of that nature. But it wasn't a back and forth. It wasn't one of those games where we were able to do some things and just keep pressure on them. So I would consider that a successful game. We made some mistakes. We could do some things differently. But for the most part, we was in control of that game.
I dig it. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because I mean, you have some times where you prepping and you just in that zone, and it doesn't matter who's on the other side. You're trying to, as I've heard being said around here a couple of times, trying to go 1-0 every week. So y'all can't let y'all mess up our 1-0 this week. So it'd be like that sometimes. And like you said, it doesn't necessarily mean a knock to the other organizations. Just for that week, y'all was just a little bit more hungry, maybe made a couple more plays, a little bit more locked in from time to time. It happens, but y'all seem to do that to other teams quite often. Just an outside observation. So, what about you, sir? Any big pivotal moment in your mind for the game?
I'll say the pick right before halftime, like Coach AJ said, of really going into the half, scoring and really put the momentum up going into halftime.
I feel that. And just so everybody's aware that's watching, Tone was requested by the players to be on to give his perspective tonight. So we got to make sure that Tone get a chance to talk as much as possible, because people wanted to hear what Tone got to say.
They said they was gonna be locked in for tonight.
All right, guys. So looking at
give an honest perspective, So
yes,
it is.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, gotta have some fun with it.
I'm like hard enemy on the team, So I provide a service, but it comes at a cost, whether it be good or it be bad.
I feel it, man. I feel it. So looking at the game this past week, I already talked about it in a pivotal moment. Game flow. Did you guys feel like, and Coach, the question for you, Coach, would be: do you feel like the game plan was able to be executed? Actually, that would be a question for everybody. You guys feel like the game plan that you had was able to be executed from the beginning, or did you have to maybe make some adjustments as you kind of went through the game?
Definitely thought they were going to, blitz linebackers a little more. Definitely thought they weren't going to allow us to get behind them as much, as they did in previous years. We had to take everything, they forced us to, work underneath, which was cool. And that's where, offensive wise, that's what we expected to come into the game. And then we started seeing okay, they're not coming as much now. All right, they're playing up close. They're trying to play up in our face now. So all right, now we can do some things. We can take top off.
Mm-hmm.
And at some points turned into Baghdad.
Bombs over Baghdad.
3 on the clock. Simmons Jr. the motion man. Rodriguez looking. Has a clean pocket and a completion for a Bearcats touchdown. First and 10 Bearcats. 4.5 to go, third quarter. Ward in motion along with Washington. Kulo goes deep and he makes the catch. What a play by Todd Simmons Jr. See what they do. 2 receivers in motion and they will throw. Rodriguez down the field, end zone, touchdown. Rodriguez to Washington.
B.O.B. Okay.
Yep.
Tom, same question for you, sir.
I'm more focused on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, they had a long day. The 2 times that they did score, when you're looking back at the film, it was mistakes that we made from a coverage perspective, or even worse, missed tackles. Yeah, but I don't. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't one of those games where it was a back and forth. It was a lot of stops, like AJ said. 34 plays, 40 yards. That is not good. That's not good number. You never win a game. Guys made plays. Was able to have everybody was healthy, for the most part, and have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had fun. You know what I'm saying? We came out with a win. We came out healthy. That's just how I look at it. I didn't see any. There was nothing that they did that like, oh, we need to go watch film and talk about it. Personally.
Strong words. So what about you, man?
From an offense standpoint, I feel like we was well balanced. They gave us some things that we wanted, run game wise and passing game wise. They made us score underneath. So once they came up, now we're gonna take the top off. Think how many deep touchdowns we had, AJ? Like 3, right?
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Todd.
Right. So they did.
Todd, Doug, and that was it. No, so 2.
Right. Yeah.
Doug or Todd?
Huh?
I think they both had them.
Both of them. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like for what you were saying, guys, film wise, you thought it may be a little more difficult, but then once you got out there, you're like, oh, they're not even taking this away from us, so we can even do this.
Yeah, definitely, and not blitzing as much as they did in their previous game, previous 2 games. That's when I was like, whoa, all right.
I'm gonna make a guess on that and say they probably were trying to hit you guys with something different, expecting you to be only prepared for what they had done the previous week. And it doesn't sound like that worked out much better than, it did the previous week. So, but at least the effort was there, right? We're going to try something different on them.
Yeah. Can't fault them for that.
Yeah, I mean, I get to the guys, like this beginning of the season, people practice hard. They generally do. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that they're prepared for the situations that, come week to week. And objectively, we just want to keep the mistakes to a minimum. Like we got way too many, penalties going on right now. But like that's the main thing that hinders us from having, I guess, if you would, a 10. You know what I'm saying, on a scale from 1 to 10 in the game. Like we have like an 8. We teeter towards a 9, but then we start making penalties. Like, we got some things to clean up as a team, but overall, I think we did a fantastic job.
And see, that's even when you kind of look at this even more like, wow, they still got issues with turnovers and other things that they need to clean up, and they already putting up 450 burgers. So once those things are cleaned up, what is it really going to look like? I talked to some of your young guys last night, and as I was telling them, if you didn't already know, or they didn't tell everybody, you wouldn't have realized that these were first-year guys just because of the mind state. You're hearing the same things. They bought into what's going on with you guys with the Bearcats. They love being part of the organization, and they fitting in because of the right type of players for what y'all want to do.
Right. Which is key.
Yeah. It's huge.
Oh, yeah. Tone was with us from the start when we first started to now. It's like night and day.
Yeah, like I won't talk bad about the War Eagles, but you ask me about Steel City, it's not gonna be nice. I don't like them. I don't like them at all.
I was talking about the Bearcats. Where he went.
He ready.
What's your question? Let's talk about it.
But we're definitely gonna get to them, right? We are playing this. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Trust me. I got you, bro. We're gonna get there. Yeah, I might even go to you first when we get there because I think you got a few things you want to say. But before we get there, player of the game for offense. Who, in you guys' opinion, was the guy that kind of, if you can pull out one, the guy that kind of made things happen on offense this past week?
Oh, Mateo Rodriguez, quarterback, number 7.
I think both quarterbacks played pretty well. I was thinking about that even before this. Like they both, when they were in, they did things that they were supposed to do, put up points, protected the ball. I think they both played pretty well.
Yeah, and when you're able to play both quarterbacks, that's you're at an advantage. When one goes down, you got the other one that could still play and run the offense.
Yeah.
Like that's the best part of it all, that we can just throw anybody out there on the field at any position and still get the job done.
Yeah, I had Mateo and Hezekiah on yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the young guys I was talking about. And yeah, they very excited, man. Very excited. Yep. Loving where they at. Zai, what about you, man? From the offense?
From the offense side, player of the game, I would say Mateo,
Yeah.
He came in, throwing the deep ball. He had a rushing touchdown, a really good rushing touchdown. Stepped up in the pocket, took off and hit a little move to make the DB miss, and got 6. So he's definitely the player of the game for me.
You got to see it on that drone view, though.
Yeah, that drone is we talked a little bit about that yesterday. That drone is that's game changing.
Yeah.
Right. Just the angles and everything, and how you can see more coach differently.
Mm-hmm.
If fans, people watching a different angle to see, man, that's game changer. Definitely game changer.
Oh yeah.
And the worst case, everybody who plays y'all gets a chance to be on the drone some too. Worst case.
We sent it to the War Eagles. They got it too.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And did the offense. So let's do the defense. I will take you first on this one. Who was your defensive player of the game?
I'll say the whole defense. They came out strong, from the offense. We stalled out the first drive, but defense came on, went 4 and out and got us the ball to put up 6 to be on the score first. So I give it to the full defense.
Okay. Tom, what about you, sir?
A couple people played well, but I want to say Tariq, but I'm not. So I'll just say that you want to say something to me when I see him. But the defense played well. Again, I'm a little bit more, just particular when it comes to the defense. So the certain defensive tackles and the mistakes and blown coverages and things of that nature, like iron off that. So that's one of the things that like we working on. We'll get better, but they did pretty well. 40. I don't care if they only gave up 14 points. Like they shouldn't have gave up 14 points. It should have been a donut.
Yeah, I feel you with the stats that I feel you. Yeah,
penalties keep drives alive. That's
Mm-hmm.
really how to get down the field. Yep.
Yeah, and missed tackles, penalties and missed tackles is the reason why they scored 14 points. That's it. It's not like they sustained the drive or they made a big play. Like we literally gave them the ball. We had a pass interference in the end zone that gave us a first and goal, and it's like first and first and 3-yard line, something like that. Like that's just stuff you can't do. Like you just can't.
But luckily, it wasn't things that really affected the outcome of the game. But I get where you're coming from. You're sitting over there like, look, I want this defense to be as close to perfect as possible. We're not, so we're gonna work on it.
Right, and we got to fix it now before you get to a team where you can't make those mistakes.
Right.
We getting better. Other teams are going to use the season to get better. We got film, they got film, and when they get further on into the end of the season, when the chess match actually begins. So, like these games matter, for seedings and things of that nature to say, oh, we're XYZ, 9-0, 7-0, 7-2, whatever the situation may be. But when you get into the playoffs, like that's when you really, all of this that you're doing now, shown then, what I'm saying? It should be more communication, less penalties, and sound play. That's it.
Yeah, that's some good thoughts there, because like you said, not only you guys are gonna fix everything and try to improve, but everybody else is gonna be too. They're not just gonna sit there and be stagnant. So yeah, I definitely feel that. You're never perfect. It's a perfect example of wanting to continue to get better.
Yep.
That's what winners do.
Yep.
Coach, your defensive player.
Tariq Poussey.
You gonna say it?
Yep.
I feel that.
Tackles, interceptions, big hits. He's one of the leaders on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there making plays, but that also doesn't take away from the other guys either, though.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right. It doesn't mean it wasn't done as a unit. Just that to you, he stuck out as that guy among the unit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good work, man. That's good work. And it's preparation, right? Like we talked about just a few minutes ago, practice. You guys had a good practice today. We talked about last week, you guys had a good practice. The week before that, we talked about you had a good practice. Before the season started, we talked about you having good camp. So part of success, is being consistent and always improving. Mm-hmm. And if you're always having a good practice, you're always having, good film sessions, you're having guys step up, you're having guys kind of integrate into everything, team's getting better.
Right. Yep. Fast.
Yeah, man. I'm 100% sure. I can speak for y'all and say that's what we want.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's just getting guys that want to be here. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you got half and half, 15 new, 15 returners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Coach says it a lot when we talk to people from the Bearcats. They say that a lot, right? It's not a knock on other teams, but it's kind of like free game, right? When you're going out, you're getting people. When you're replacing people, when you're setting up your initial roster, get guys who want to be there. Get guys who are hungry. Guys who, hey, I may not have in the whole season because they're so good that I think somebody's going to come and grab them at some point. But I got another guy behind them that's almost just as good that just needs a little bit more work, and they'll be able to step in. And that's kind of, I go back to this every week somehow. I always tie this in. I don't even do it purposely, but that's what AL2 is all about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's get the best guys that you can, help fine tune them even more than they already are so that they can get opportunities. Yep. They go and take those opportunities. It's good for the league. It's good for whatever team they're on. And also it's good for other guys because then opportunities open up.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what's all about, y'all.
And that's what we're about. We want, it works out, right? You bring in players, they leave, more players want to come. Right? It's not all being cocky. He's being cocky. He's got players and they're leaving. Nah, there's a reason why they're leaving, right? Because we try to do the best that we can, organization wise and teaching wise, the game, and hopefully that they can move to a higher level. Or if not, right? Because they may have a job or something here and they don't want to move, but they want to play somewhere where it's organized and stuff. That's good too. But you also just got to make sure if you do that everybody's fire is the same. And that's when it becomes what it is right now.
Right. Yeah, because it's something that you can tell it's been built over the years. It's not just we got some new guys and all of a sudden we're a really good team. You can tell, even if you haven't followed AAL2, if you haven't followed you guys before, you can tell, the success and the expectations are there. And everyone doesn't have that. And again, I'm gonna take tones. We're not knocking anybody else, just saying when you've got the talent, you've got the coaching, you got people that had a desire. When you got all the pieces together, it's just a matter of making sure they meld right and keep things going. And if you can do that, it's going to be difficult to be the team that has that. It's going to be difficult. And the best shots are early, but the problem is everybody's still in the same position, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that makes it even, ooh, boy. That makes it hard on everybody. Ooh, boy. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Every week I'm ready for the Bearcat stuff. I'll be like, let's see what happened this week. Honestly, I don't even look at y'all score first. I look at the other team's score first. I don't even look at y'all's first, right? Like when I look at the stuff, the box score and everything, I'm like, I'm looking at the other teams first.
Yeah.
Because I know the defense is important, right? I'm not saying that the offense isn't important, but I know you guys are a team that definitely focus on the defense, right? Another team that does that, Georgia Indians, they talk a lot about their defense, trying to be the best that they can be in a lot of the teams. But when you can talk about it, highlight it, focus on it, and then execute, and that side of the ball executes, you got something going. And with y'all's offense, the way it's been playing as well, boy.
Yeah. And we feel as if, right, that defense is playing against the best offense, and offense is playing against the best defense.
Every week in practice.
Right.
Iron sharpening iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, so when you get to the game is definitely slower.
That does make sense. Definitely makes sense to me. So, guys, before we move on, any other thoughts about this past week's game?
About what?
This past week's game. No, we ain't got there yet. We almost there. We ain't got there yet, Tom.
Nah, for me, I mean, it's just another step closer to where we want to be.
Yeah.
Growing as a team, 3-0. It's cool. Now it's got to start all over, right? Find a way to get the 1-0. That's all it's going to be. So you're going to hear every week.
Yeah. Because
you start counting the wins, or it's counting wins before they get there. That's when, things go the other way. Now you're stuck. Like, what happened? That's why we only say find a way. Find a way to get the 1-0.
Mm-hmm. You want to know every week.
Find a way to get the 1-0.
Yeah.
I feel like the first 3 weeks of the season are like scrimmages, because you're going over all the things that you put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to fine tune everything, so to speak. Again, no knock to the other teams, but they're like scrimmages because you're testing this. You're like right.
I'm sure they might feel the same way. It just hasn't worked out as well for them.
Right.
Any thoughts, Zah?
We still got some cleaning up to do, but like that's what practice for, you know. Practice is harder than the game. So once we get everything down packed, I just feel like we're gonna be on a roll, which we already are on a roll, but we still got some cleaning up to do.
That's from a player, y'all. Players telling y'all it's harder in practice than it's been in the games. That's not the coach. That's not me. That's the guy that's out on the field. Telling me that. Pay attention. Pay attention. All right. So before we get to the next game, any updates or anything you want to share, Coach, from the game, injury signings, anything? If not, it's all good, but we just want to give you the opportunity if you want to throw that information out.
I would like to thank everybody that came out though, because it was the atmosphere in that game. That might have been one of our best yet. It might not be the word. That was our best atmosphere, production on game day, by far to date. It was different. When I seen the ticket sales from online, I kind of knew that we were going to have a really good crowd.
Okay.
And it was nice. It was good.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. That crowd make a big difference too, man. That crowd start feeding you, boy. I know you feeling me. The crowd start feeling you out there in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Start cheering and things.
And they're cheering. Then the guys are, celebrating when they're scoring or interceptions or whatever. And that's I love it. I love it. Especially when they celebrate. They just never know what they're about to do. Especially Nas, the running back. He's the culprit of it all.
Just him.
Hey, you gotta have a ringleader.
Yeah, you gotta have fun too, man.
Yeah.
You never know what'll be your last.
That's true. That's true. That's a different way to look at it too, but it's a very accurate way to look at it.
Yep.
You gotta enjoy it because it only lasts for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well get the most out of it.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So guess we there. Got a game coming up this week. Coach, let them know who y'all playing.
At the Steel City Stampede. Good old rivalry. I would say that definitely was created over the last few years. Definitely.
So this means this is going to be one of those games where the Bearcats are going to be even more focused because it's a rival. It's the one you want to win so you can talk trash. Right? Players, coaches, equipment people, you know what I'm saying? Fans, everybody, because you got that rivalry that's been building.
Yep. And then when you got players from over there reaching out already to some of our players and coaches, it's mainly just one guy. We're not gonna shout his name out, but we know who it is.
So we do.
Yeah.
No free publicity for him, huh?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, he'll get it after.
Yeah. Next week.
We'll definitely get it on next week show.
I got you.
We might play some clips.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Coach already got the plan in place for next week. Because we're going to have the clips on you, bro. We're going to get you.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We're going to make sure some of those players that got the clips, they're on next week.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel it. All right, Zah, as the player here, thoughts on this game, and obviously from what film you've watched, what you've been able to see, what do you think you guys will be able to do against that defense?
From watching film, I feel like out of the last 3 games that we played, this will be one of the best defensive line that we play this season.
Okay.
They got a high motor, high energy, but at the end of the day, you got to see the Bearcats offensive line, and we get filthy up front. You know, where we get going, it get bad, and the different rotations that Coach Pinto could put in, it's going to get bad. It's going to get ugly. But, you know, we're going to take one drive at a time, and we're not going to worry about the next drive. We're going to take that first drive, and we're just going to get after it, you know. But like I said, it might be the best defensive line we're going to play this season. But if I had to put my money on it, I'm going to put it on the Bearcats offensive line to get it done.
And we know if the line gets time to run or throw, things get ugly.
Things get real ugly.
240s and a 50 burger says that. That's the truth. So,
yes, sir.
You already know what it is. All right, Coach, offense and defense. What do you think you guys, based off film and everything, do you think you guys will be able to, how do you think you guys will be able to execute against their offense and defense?
I mean, I think we'll be well balanced. You know, I'm sure they're going to sit there and look at and try to read our zone read, right? They do that every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. It's okay because you can't sit there and read something and be out of position. This is, again, just things that, you know, I'm already thinking about how they played us last couple of years. You know, they sit there and, you know, they keep both backers in and they don't really get out in coverage or nothing because they're worried about the run. You know, it's, hey, if they switch up, we're ready for that too. But, you know, and then on defense, we got a man that came into practice today at that nose. Okay, they haven't seen him yet.
Not too much. Not too much.
We got a man.
Oh, a man. A man.
Y'all hear it? A man.
A man.
That knows to go with the rest of the D line.
So I actually
I didn't even get to the linebackers and DBs because you got to get the O lines where the D lines where it's starting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we see on offense they got, you know, little fast backs that we noticed, you know, who they were. You could tell how they move and run, you know, on film. We like teams that run the football.
Nazar, you were saying, you know the man that y'all brought in?
So I know him. I played a little semi-pro with him, and outdoor, he's dangerous. But now it's one-on-one up front. It's going to be really dangerous. Like I was telling you earlier, Cole.
Yeah.
This is one-on-one up front. Best on best. Who going to win it? So that man.
The man normally wins.
Yeah.
You'll find out on next episode.
Remember some clips of Aaron, how he was just dominating people? That might be like almost times two. It probably was, yeah.
So it's going to be some Mark Jackson out there this week, huh? Mama, there go that man.
Yeah.
What do you think about the offense, Coach? What the offense need to do?
We're just gonna continue playing ball like we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, taking what they give us. We don't force anything. Like I sit back there and I forget that I'm coaching. Sometimes I'm playing quarterback, and that's how we end up calling plays sometimes. Like I got a script for what? Like I don't know why I even have a script. Because half the time, I'm like, okay, oh, when we're in this, they're in that. Okay, we're do this. When we do this, they're okay. Then we just start freestyling off the head.
But that makes y'all dangerous too, though, because if you're not even using your script, then you're just coming up with stuff, and you coming up with something. They can't be prepared for that because you're not even prepared for it.
Right? Yeah.
So that even makes y'all more dangerous. So y'all starting to see what I've been telling y'all when I get up here and say these guys are too quiet. I know that they be turning it on when game time comes. Now you even learning they just come up with plays at the last minute on you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got to play a team like that, man, I mean, I don't know about y'all, that are watching. But for me, I'm like, bruh, really? We got all this happening? And the regular game I got to prepare for? Like, that's a lot. And it's fun to see because I like that. I like to see what adjustments are made, right? Because both teams come out with a game plan. And you can say a lot of ways, but the easiest way for me to say it is everybody is tough and got to play until they get punched in the mouth. What happens after you get punched in the mouth? You know what I'm saying? Some people spit the blood out. Maybe two fall out and keep on going. Some people fall down and can't even get back up. So it just depends on who you are.
Yep. And there's some Bearcats that are on the Stampede team from previous years.
I've come to believe, personal belief, there's some Bearcats on every team. That's what I've come to believe.
Again, it makes sense though, because they out there and they're from Philly and stuff, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
but all the teams that are close enough where guys can come, I feel like there are some Bearcats on them, and I know we talked off camera multiple times about it. A lot of other teams, guys come on there like, yeah, I play for the Bearcats, man, nothing but respect for them. I try to bring some of the things that they do to the team I'm on now. You know what I'm saying? So if you're the team that people are even from other teams that play for you are saying, I'm trying to get them to do things the Bearcat way in this for whatever it is, that says a lot about the way that you guys do things, because other teams or even have guys that are trying to mimic what y'all do.
And like I always say, it's no trying to be like our shit don't stink. It's just we just try to be the standard. That's all.
Yeah.
Some people may look and see how we talk and act, but just try to be standard. We having fun while we do it.
I do be having fun, smiling, chilling.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably by running people over, y'all probably be out there smiling. I know what to say.
Well,
because we know you not, but I'm saying some of the players might.
I'll be right with them sometimes.
You do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. When you a former player yourself, you kind of like, it's easy to fall back into like, I know I'm not playing, but like that playing those player thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Your body already told you ain't get back out there, but your mind's still like, we can do this thing.
I probably got a half of me right now.
A half?
Hey, their quarterback, Matt Santiago, he's, if I'm not mistaken, he might be a little older than me. He may be 40 or 41.
Maybe he didn't take as many hits early on in his career.
Yeah, he's been around for a while too. He knows the game, right? He never played at a higher level, but he's played this game long enough that he understands the game.
Got you.
Definitely understands the game. So, and I think, and that's one of the reasons why it's always a dogfight. That if you notice, that's what I've always said about for the one team since we first started. That it's always it's the Stampede.
Yeah, we've always talked about the Stampede. Yeah, I mean, when you have those things, you know what it is. Then you understand, like, okay, this is who we need to be ready for. This is who we need to watch for. Not saying we don't watch for everybody, but certain teams, it's like, yo, we making this happen. Right. We are making this happen. And let me get our guy back in here.
You, my phone died, cuz.
Hey man, things happen, bro. Things happen. So Tom, we were just kind of talking about this game against the Stampede, and the question I'd asked, and I pose the same question to you, is offensively and defensively. Obviously, your focus is going to be on the defensive side. What your defense will be able to do against their offense, but also what you guys' offense will be able to do against their defense. In your opinion,
they stink.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but I really don't like that team. And I feel like as long as we do what we're supposed to do, we win. Hands down, no questions asked. There's nothing really to talk about. AJ always says that they play us close. I don't necessarily agree, but So if that's what he wants to, that's the message that he wants to convey. That's cool. But it'll be another game. 1-0 for the week. I don't like they got the last time we played them, they had a pretty it was 24, 28, 24, 26, 22, something like that. But we made a lot of mistakes. That's how I look at our comparison to teams. If we play to our potential, teams don't really. It's not really not really close. But we had like what four interceptions. Peter Pollard had 3 himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a clean game. I don't. We play to our potential. We don't lose. That's just how I look at it.
You see why the players wanted him on tonight. They said they was gonna be locked in.
I do. I
put it to you like I've been with the organization. When was COVID? 2017, 18?
You've been with us since 2019.
Yeah, like that's a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's seeing the organization grow, seeing the different players that have come and gone. Our coaching approaches have grown. You know what I'm saying? So we weren't like in the beginning. We were a little bit more rigid than we are now, AJ. But we but like what I'm saying, like we have definitely come a long way collectively as an organization, and the product that we put on the field is a reflection of it.
I like that, Tom. I like that. So what you say, Tom, since you've been here for a good minute, so what you say besides the being a little less rigid now and everything, is there anything else you can think about from then to now that you feel like has really improved? Maybe
AJ.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It all starts with the head coach, decision-making, delegation of responsibility. So, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I appreciate that, sir.
People don't get, like, that's my guy. Like, I go to AJ house, like that's my guy.
And eat up my baby snacks.
He'd be having the pineapple fruit snacks in the Welsh's joints.
Oh, the little cans. They do be good though. They do be good.
Like from an organizational perspective, and when you see a person put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and time into something, and it's like a constant, like 1, 2, 3, just a constant growth. Like you as a friend, I appreciate it. I applaud what he's done, and like I said, you see it with the different level of players that we're able to have now in comparison to ones that we had before. And that's not a knock to the players that we had before, but it's just a matter of the growth of the organization. We're able to attract better players, So that's done a pretty good job. Yeah.
Yeah, the brand's a big part of it. Definitely a big part of it. And I love to hear these type of things. I love to hear these type of things too, because it basically just kind of lifts the curtain back a little bit, because we see Coach right now, right? We see Coach sitting here chilling. This is the polished version, but just to hear that, he hadn't learned it like everybody else, and we know he did. But it's good to see the growth, right? It's good to see that everything didn't come so easy. He had to work at a little bit too, and delegation is important. I know that's hard to do, like at a job, anything. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to take away some of your own duties sometimes and give them to other people, because you feel like, I know what I'm doing, and maybe they do, but I know what I'm doing, and to make those moves and kind of pass some of those things off. I know you probably still, Coach. I know you probably still be looking like the defense look like, what the corners look like, what I'm saying, different stuff. But it's good to use that help, because you bring in a good staff, you bring in people that have had success, and that you feel like can help you be better, and you got to pull back. It's hard, but you got to pull back. So
right now it's these guys. That's why I said too. I make a post or something, like the picture we had of the whole staff. I said, man, this staff can compete with any staff in the country, in any league, any level, and that definitely meant that. Like, definitely meant that.
That's true.
That's another reason why you had success too. If you got a staff that's that good, and you're able to put them up against other staffs and be like, hey, they can hang, they can compete with anybody. All these guys on your team are now getting high level coaching because you got a staff that can give it to them.
Right.
That's important too.
And for me, when we played Wheeling last year, right? Coach Red's been around the game for a while. NAL, IFL, AIF. So for me, that was my test because I never went up against somebody like that.
Yeah.
Right. So that was the test of, all right, where are we? And that showed. It showed.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's important, man. You always got to be able to measure yourself, look in the mirror and see where you're at and feel good, or I need to improve, or whatever the case may be. So it's good that you guys, you've had that and everything that's happened to help the team evolve to get to where it's at.
Right.
Because when you talk to other teams in this league, the Bearcats are a team that they're thinking about. And I know that for a fact.
That's what we want.
Yeah. It's harder to be the hunted than it is to be the hunter.
Yep. And being that way makes us get everybody's best.
Mm-hmm. But you are definitely one of the hunted. You know what I'm saying? If not the main hunted, you're definitely one of them.
Yeah. Which makes us have to be on our game.
Yeah, because everybody's bringing their best punch. Now, whatever that best punch is, can be different from game to game, week to week.
Yep.
So we love that.
Kind of like Zahere's chains you be wearing. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get. Might be another one this week.
Nah. Not this week.
It's crazy.
So Tom, I want to give you one. I want to throw one more bone at you here. Okay.
All right.
So the secondary. How do you feel they're going to face up against the wide receivers? Steel City.
As long as they, everybody do their assignments. We put the defenses in place for a reason. As long as everybody do their assignments, we don't have no bonehead personal, what's it called? Personal fouls or pass interferences, like boneheads, like offsides. You get in the game and you just walk off sides, or like
that was the second time I seen that in football, and it all happened within a year.
The difference between playing arena football and playing semi-pro or outdoor football is the space. If you don't understand the spacing, you'll never get it. The sooner you understand the spacing, the easier the game becomes. So, like a lot of the things that we go over defensively is spacing. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your assignments, because there's a lot of movement from the motions and things of that nature. But just understanding where you're supposed to be. As long as they do that, they'll be fine. If they don't, then we have issues.
More free game, y'all.
And landmarks. Space and landmarks.
Yeah, well, space and landmarks.
Well, for me, space and landmarks.
But we got some young talent. Guys I appreciate, guys that are coachable. You know what I'm saying, and that's always the thing, that they're coachable and they listen, and they're not set in their ways. So as long as they're open to corrective criticism, and what I'm saying, and that they want to get better, I think we'll be fine.
Fair enough.
We got, what I'm saying, like Hadi and Porter and Tariq, what I'm saying, to try and, while they're in the game, to keep the young guys, what I'm saying, we just got to communicate a little bit more. That's the only thing I don't like about what we got going on right now. They do not talk. So it's like before the play, talk. Once the play starts, they be mute. You know what I'm saying? So I understand being locked in, but you are a cog in the wheel. Like, if you can't do your job, if you don't know what he's doing or what he's doing, so what I'm saying, like we're working through that. And once that's fine, we have a good understanding or a firm grasp of that, of being able to understand where everybody else is supposed to be in contrast to you, then I think we'll see some donuts. That's it. Definitely. So I don't care if it's arena or not. Like, you can get shut out.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And that definitely starts with communication.
in the 14 they scored, they probably gained 8 yards. Like real talk. So the missed tackle, Hottie had a missed tackle. Piper missed a tackle. Quarterback scrambled. Then we got a pass interference on Musa. That put the ball on the 3, and then they threw over like bonehead mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that gives them first downs, put them in the red zone. And the red zone in the arena is not the 20, it's the 3. So, like as soon as we alleviate a lot of bonehead, whatever, we'll be fine.
Agreed.
Fair enough. Zai, it looks like a coach really digging the change, man. Is that part of the pregame outfit moving forward?
Depends how I'm feeling, It's like just depends what type of day.
Like, it's crazy. It's nuts. Must be nice.
They not too far if you want to see them.
It's wild. See? Oh my God.
Sure. Let's get a quick look at them. Get a quick look.
Oh my God, Bismarck.
Do I need to put my sunglasses on?
Yeah, quick.
Nah, so you got the Z.
Oh, it's okay.
Zaire, and then you got the two-tone rose gold, 65.
The two-tone rose gold.
Two-tone rose gold, y'all.
See what I'm saying?
And you can see, yeah. Yeah, you put those in sunlight, man. Yeah, it could be a problem. It could be a problem.
But like, I'm not the money man. Coach AJ is the money man. He got it.
All I'm gonna say is I see one man with the two-tone rose gold.
You see
man, and the iced out, and one man got on the hat and the t-shirt.
And a bald head. And a bald head.
He said a bald head.
Do not let this man fool you.
Don't let him fool us.
Do not.
We hear you. We definitely hear you. Oh man. So I'm just gonna go around, guys. Any last thoughts before we finish up the show? And then of course, always let the people know where they can find y'all so they can follow you, see all your posts, all the fun y'all having on social media as well.
Yeah, I don't really do the social media thing,
Trust me, he dope. We got our group chat. He calls me, yo, what's our practice this week? Yo, what time bus leaving? Yo, what time Gators? My man, everything is in the group.
I'm busy. Don't be.
And then he'd be like, which one? The one on Facebook? Yeah, that's the only one we got.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Listen, it happened to my friends too. They put me in a group chat and they get to going back and forth. Delete.
Yo, I swear to God, like when he calls me about, I swear it's like I'm busy. So I already know what he's about to ask. So I'm already getting frustrated. Like, yo, where's Gabe? I knew it. I knew that's what he was going to ask. Sometimes.
Just answer the question so we can get off the phone.
That's how he be too. That's how he be.
Fair enough. So if you want to hear anything from Tone, you better show up to the game.
Because AJ don't want me in that meeting, but next time when y'all have the league one, I want to be in that one too. Yeah, picture that.
Oh boy. That's all I got for that. Oh boy. All right, Zai, where can the people find you at, big dog?
My personal Instagram is Zaire, the number 21, Ritman. Facebook, Zaire Ritman.
All right. Coach, where can we find you in the league? Or the team, excuse me.
Well, first, this week, we just got to come out and play fast and be physical. Nothing that we haven't done and start fast. Actually start fast. Yes. And that's our goal every week is to start fast and get a stop on defense, get the ball back, score again. Now you got to, change a little bit.
Yeah.
right? And once you start putting the ball in the air, we can get pressure on. I like our chances. And I know people be like, "Oh, that's what everybody wants to do." Yeah, but not everybody can do it. You know, we can.
Facts.
You know, and I just feel like when we get to that point, that's when we're at our best.
I feel it, man. I feel it. So, guys, another great episode. Bearcats Blitz. I believe, and I know these gentlemen on here do as well, we're going to be on here next week talking about another win and then previewing another game, talking about, you know, whatever else happens, any of the topics we want to, you know, get out of our chest. And as always, man, great time with you guys. The more people I, you know, get the chance to meet from the team, man, I love the character of the guys that you bring in and, you know, how everybody carries itself, all the good stuff, man. And that's very important. You know, we talked about that week 1. These are things you want. You want to have guys who you can do interviews, do different things, and you don't have to worry about what's going to happen. You want to have guys who are going to do what they need to do, are going to be examples, help your younger guys listening to the older guys and blending and becoming a group. And everything I see and everything I hear says that that's what's happening with the Bearcats. So, hey, if you're not on the Bearcats, but you're on another team in the AL2, be warned. It's going to be a tough one. It's definitely going to be a tough one. And with that being said, man, we out. We'll be back next week. Episode 6, Bearcats Blitz. Should be talking about another win.
Yep.
Retro.